dance across the yard when that yellow bus would bring me home from school. He never was much of a working horse, was just riding round the farm. 3 kids on his back and all of us playing the fool. With 6 gun shooters by our side, we'd ride and ride and ride and ride, and we learned the terrible ways of the brave new world. Tragedy knows in the air, he flies outlaws everywhere, across the fields and across the universe. Have you ever drank sweet whiskey out in the moonlight? Have you ever heard the west wind call your name? Have you ever felt a sigh when the sun went down to die? And have you danced to a band from a land called the Poverty Plains? Well, the years went by and how they fly, and work took me away, and I only make it back home every now and again. But when I'm there, I always share some time with my old pal, and we're like the kids we were way back then. But tragedy is getting sore, his steely eyes can't see no more, and he bobs his head like things are starting to hurt. I called the doc up on the line and I said that I'm afraid it's time we give a tragedy the rest that he deserves. Have you ever drank sweet whiskey out in the moonlight? Have you ever heard the west wind call your name? Have you ever felt a sigh when the sun went down to die? And have you danced to a band from a land called the Poverty Plains? So I saddled him up one last time, the leather smooth and the silver shine, and I took him to a place where we used to play. I held his head and I wished him well, and I kissed his nose before he fell, and the doctor shook my hand and he drove away. Then I laid right down by his side and I cried and cried and cried and cried. Life didn't turn out like I thought it should. The years are gone now, he is too. We all do the best that we can do, and I'd fight this terrible sorrow if I could. Have you ever drank sweet whiskey out in the moonlight? Have you ever heard the west wind call your name? Have you ever felt a sigh when the sun went down to die? And have you danced to a band from a land called the Poverty Plains?